excited, very happy, and very privileged to have with us Ben Gold joining us for the first time for his first debut performance in Dubai for our Catalyst night with Zax. Ben, welcome to Dubai.
Thank you.
How are you doing? How was your day?
Yeah, really good. Really nice day. I arrived this morning. Got a bit of sunburnt, which is a bit noticeable, but a bit sore on the back. But apart from that, yeah, it's really nice. I really like it.
Good. So really making advantage of the sun that we've got here.
Look, we don't have any in London, okay? It's really bad, as I'm sure you.
Yeah.
That's why you moved here, no doubt.
Yeah.
Or one of the reasons.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's a beautiful city. Was able to have a quick tour. I didn't realise how small it was. I thought it was a lot bigger.
Yeah. It's sort of stretched out along the coast, and that's sort of it, really.
Yeah, so I spent my afternoon on the beach, and the skyline is really impressive. I don't think you can see it out this window, but certainly out my window, it's really nice.
Yeah, definitely. So I want to talk a little bit about your productions, because you've had a few sort of really great, noticeable ones come up, particularly recently. Thriller, to start with, I think that, you know, for me, that's sort of a real track that is very noticeable. It's something that, you know, DJs around the world are going to be like, man, this has got to be in my set. How do you think that sort of come up for you for that particular song?
Well, I spent October, November and December living in Montreal in Canada, and it was an opportunity for me just to go and get some music written, get the foundations of a lot of new material ready to release this year. And Thriller was one that was one of the first ones I started, and the melody was pretty natural. It came pretty quick, and it was just quite hooky. It was just going round and round, and I messed around with it a little bit. I thought, did it need more? Did it need less? And once I got the groove sort of going underneath, it kind of reminded me of my remix of Platinum, my remix of Tokyo. Two records that did really well for me, with support and, you know, chart success. And it's a lot. It's what I'm playing in my sets. I'm playing a lot of this kind of very energetic trance, but not, you know, not like the big 3-minute breakdown trance, the epic trance. So this was perfect. So I road tested it heavily in December, and we was able to push for a pretty quick release with Garuda, and yeah, the feedback has been really good. Really excited for it to get released, and yeah, I'm glad I'm sort of gone back to that sort of sound, which is tech trance. I don't know, like.
Yeah,
so many
it doesn't have a genre. It's sort of a grey area between 2 and 3. Yeah.
But no, it's feedback's been great, and you can only go on that. I was a little bit nervous when I released because it's pretty different, and the title Thriller, it's obviously people think Michael Jackson, which I think Armin made a joke on ASOP 650 about it, but you know, it didn't stick too long. Luckily, it was only for that 24, 48-hour period after the show. But yeah, it's a really cool track, and I'm really enjoying that sound right now. This is a sound I want to kind of push.
No, we'd love to see like lots more of that kind of thing, and I want to go to this thing called Gold Rush. You want to talk a little bit about that? Let us know what it is. Yeah,
basically, it's going to be my brand identity. We smashed our heads together to come up with some names, and it was a suiting name, I think, for what I want to achieve with it. Not necessarily a record label, but certainly an EP series, which will feature my underground releases on Garuda this year. Okay. We have, the first EP is Thriller and Vortex, scheduled for February 17th. Then we're going to be looking at around every 6 weeks to 2 months, get a new EP out. Also maybe some collaborations with some of my favourite artists. Yeah, it's just an identity really to showcase my underground club stuff, which is what I'm all about, really. I mean, I don't play anything else other than trance, and if you've seen me play, you'll kind of agree with that. Because with this new wave of EDM, a lot of artists have got lost. Yeah, maybe
there's been a lot of shifting and kind of exploring in different genres. And
sure. I mean, and some of it's pretty good. I mean, not all of it, but I made a decision that I wasn't going to feature it in my sets as of around after the summer of last year. I never played too much of it, but when you play in the US and North America, it's what is big. It's what people want. And there were a selection of records that were trancey enough, but still had that maybe with a hardstyle kick,
Yeah.
or you know, some were a lot more electro than others. These are the ones I didn't play too many of, and actually I don't have a clue about the artist or the scene, which is the way I wanted to keep it. I wanted to stick to my roots and stick to trance. And
so Gold Rush, do you think that could end up becoming sort of events as well for you?
yeah, it's funny you say that. We're working on a London headline show. It's going to be a free event on Sunday in March, where I'm going to do 4 hours in a relatively small capacity club, around 500. It's going to be a free event, and yeah, it's just an opportunity for people to come and enjoy a Sunday afternoon and get to see me play for 4 hours exclusively. I've never done that in London before, and people who follow me know that I love playing long sets. It's just what I live for, really. The longer the better.
It gives you the opportunity to take on a huge journey. And
absolutely, the musical freedom you get in a 6-hour set is completely different to what you get in a 90 minutes or even a 2-hour set.
Yeah, no.
So yeah, absolutely. We're going to start with London, and then we also have plans to go into the North America market in the summer. Just finalising the details on that right now.
Okay. Sure.
Plus also an Australia tour as well. And yeah, we'll just take it as far as we can take it, really. I mean, the sky's the limit, I guess. I'd like to maybe. I think we're going to change my podcast, and we're going to feature it more around the Gold Rush branding. But again, that's TBC. News as it comes, I guess. But yeah, it's really exciting. It's exciting for a project for me to get my teeth stuck into. I've been tagged with Garuda for the last 3 years, and although it's under Garuda, it's my own thing, my own project, you know. Gareth has given me complete freedom to exploit it as much as I want. So I think everyone's in a win-win situation. So yeah, I look forward to starting this year and getting on with it.
Oh, we look forward to seeing it. And so with your career, we know that you're quite heavily linked with Gareth Emery, and he's helped you really sort of grow into a big artist that people want to see now. How do you think Gareth and so many other artists, how useful have they been for you in your career developing?
Yeah, big time. I think anyone who can offer you advice, who has achieved what you want to achieve, you have to listen to and put into practice. And Gareth, Armin, even Ferry Corsten, John O'Callaghan, these guys, John Askew, these guys are named W&W. You know, these are names that have all helped and assisted me ever since I started. Some of them are really good friends now, and others are just really good mentors. Yeah, the connection, the relationship I have with Gareth was never forced. I get asked that question quite a lot. It was just a natural thing, which I was...
Just kind of clicked on something and...
Pretty much. I noticed he was supporting one of my records called Starstruck, which I released under a B Gold alias. And I had the next B Gold single ready, along with my Platinum remix in Sapphire. So I had these records ready to go, and I followed him in a small club show in Derby, actually, in the UK.
Okay.
That's next to where you're from, right? And yeah, I gave him a CD with the tracks on, and he emailed me on Monday morning, and it was just like, dude, I played this like the following day in Italy, and I want all of them. And I was like, well, we already have like the B Gold release was already signed, and Platinum was also signed, but he took Sapphire, and that was it really. It was just a natural relationship that kind of happened over time. And yeah, we jumped in the studio a couple of times. I have a new track on his album, a new collaboration with him on his new album coming out, which is really exciting. That was really cool actually. We didn't really have an idea as such. We were just like, look, we have a melody which we both kind of wrote, and we're like, let's just take it wherever it goes in the studio.
I mean, we hear so much from. We've had quite a few young artists come here. Particularly Alexander Popov and Andrew Rael recently.
Okay.
And when we spoke to them, definitely, and when we spoke to them, they mentioned about the support that they got from Armin and from sort of the Armada team, and it makes such a huge difference, and you really sort of see that in a lot of artists, whether it's Hardwell, who's now at the top of his game, or whether it's someone like Andrew Rael or even yourself.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the scene has changed quite a lot, I think, and it's quickly changing. Now it's all about your. It's not just about making music and putting on a DJ performance. It's about the online presence that you have, which and all the different outlets that you have in your business. So a podcast, or a radio show, maybe a record label, branding. And then it's production, then it's DJing, then performance.
It's a huge 360 type.
It really is, and you need to have that team around you who can cater for every aspect of the business, and because essentially it is a business, and it's anyone who does this job for sure has a huge passion in it, but it has to be run like a business, and if your passion and your talent is as big as your business model and your desire to achieve your goals, then the sky is the limit, really.
Definitely. So you mentioned a little bit about the scene and how it's changing around the world. What about the Middle East and Dubai and the UAE? How do you think that that's changed? Do you think that there's been some growth? What do you think the future is for this region?
Okay, this is my first time in Dubai and the first time in UAE, but I have been to Egypt and Israel before. Egypt was one of the first places that I started to DJ as an international DJ outside of Europe, and I had a lot of fun in Egypt. Again, you'd play, it was more Sharm el Sheikh, where it's a lot more touristy, but then you later go on and do Alexander, you do Cairo, and the trance is a universal language, and when you notice that when you go to these places. India as well. Again, it's another place that you wouldn't think has the kind of scene, but I had 2 shows there last year, and it just blew my mind. Like, the passion that these people have. It really was a wake up call, really. Because you do it, you travel around the world, and you play to people, and they're enjoying their self, they're having fun at that moment, and you go to places like India, and they are on there. They're crying, tearful, like emotions are running so high, and that was really, it was just different. It was different to see, and that kind of spread around. I had a similar thing in Israel. I don't know what it is. It must be kind of the Middle East in this kind of area of the world where just the passion for this music is just so big. And Israel, I had a great show there last year, and I'm going back again in a couple of months, and really excited. And people want to go and have a good time, and their passion is just so. It's just passion. I don't really know what else it is, but it certainly defines this area of the world more so than anywhere else. They really, maybe because it's new, maybe because it's a relatively new scene for a lot of these countries. So maybe the first, second, third time that they go into a nightclub and they're going to hear the music that they listen to online, or they hear Armin play, and maybe it's the first time I've heard them loud, these records. Who knows? But for whatever reason, it's I enjoy playing in this part of the world just as much as I do playing anywhere else in the world. And I'm really, it's developing at a really quick rate, and I don't think there's any holding back, really. I think as the scene is so alive with new artists constantly coming through, really good producers, and as long as that stays, and people like yourself are pushing this on Twitter and Instagram and all across the social networks, then it can only be a positive for everyone involved.
Definitely. Well, Ben, thank you so much for joining us. Thank you so much for the interview. It's been a privilege, and we hope everything goes well for the next year, for the Gold Rush. We hope hope it's a gold rush for you. It's terrible.
No, it's pretty good. That was the whole idea, so it's working.
We're onto something. All right. So Ben, thank you so much.
Thanks, man.
And that's a wrap.